The nation celebrates 55 years of independence. EXXON to pay $1.3 million for 36 days of air pollution. And New Year, same issues. I am Rico Bulford, and welcome to tonight's edition of Uncut News. Before we begin, do you have something important you want to leak without revealing your identity? Send us a tip on WhatsApp on telephone number 592-659-6151. Today, Guyana celebrates 55 years as a politically independent nation. And, just as I expected, the PPP moved the celebration away from Durban Park Stadium. Over the weekend, the government hurried to fix the turtle statue in front of the Umaniyana to accommodate the flag-raising ceremony. Anyone find it interesting that the flag raising and fireworks was held in the shadow of the American Embassy and not in front of Coffee Square or even Providence Stadium like they did in years past? Anyway, the celebration was marked with cultural performances and a speech from the president. Starting today, EXXON will be paying the state $1.3 million for the privilege of polluting our environment over the next 36 days. This is for flaring an estimated 15 million cubic feet per day of associated gases. EXXON told the EPA that it expects the repairs to the gas compressor on the Liza Destiny to be completed by the end of June. So the $1.3 million fine is for the 36 days of flaring and the total accrued for the period under the revised environmental permit. The company would stop paying if the problem is rectified before the date, or it will have to seek another extension and continue the payment as calculated. The president has reiterated the government's plans for a new city further inland. He said that the government will establish a new city and incentivize the private sector, as well as persons wishing to own their own homes, to relocate there. They are looking at an area on the Linden to Stag Highway that will be connected to the new 4-lane road. The government will utilize a public-private partnership to fund the project. The GPF has denied that there is a ban on Haitian nationals arriving in Guyana. The force also said the police commissioner has also not been instructed to impose any such ban. The release came almost 2 hours after 17 Haitians who were denied entry over the past 2 days were sent back on a flight to Barbados yesterday afternoon. The police force said these 17 were among 61 Haitian passengers who arrived during that period. Those 17 had failed to satisfy immigration requirements, but the police did not specify which. However, those who were denied entry were made to sleep on the benches at Ogle Airport for 2 whole days until they were sent back to Barbados. This is just the latest in a series of anti-Haitian decisions by the immigration authorities, a stance that is quite hypocritical given their relatively lax policies in regards to Cuban, Brazilian, and Venezuelan nationals. But unlike the Venezuelans, 90% of the Haitians do not stay in Guyana. They are merely en route to Brazil and Suriname to take up jobs there. I mean, the Rona's been hard on everyone. Now it's time to tell you about Best Buy's car of the day. Currently on sale is this 2009 Toyota Axio. It comes with marked rims, new tires, DVD, stereo, reverse camera, and much more. Buy cash for $2.7 million, or pay down as low as $540,000 down with around $60,000 monthly for 4 years, and it's yours. Call or WhatsApp 662-0844 for more info, or visit their showrooms at Lot 171 Peter Road Street, Queenstown, or Lot 2 Lamar Street, and tell them Rico sent you for this week deal. Today, Baltimore had an especially wet Independence Day after heavy showers caused several inches of flooding across the whole town. Mayor Gifford Marshall said the situation was forecasted to worsen by extremely high tides in the later evening. Marshall said the pumps and a coker are functioning and they are working to drain all of the floodwaters before the height of high tide. The Public Works Ministry has promised assistance if necessary. As of news time, most of the water has already receded. Over the weekend, 4 men were arrested for illegal weapons possession during 2 instances in Georgetown. Acting on information received, the cops busted one driver with a Glock 19 during a traffic stop on Main Street on Saturday around 4 a.m. Minutes later, officers arrested 3 males after stopping a white Toyota Axio on Bricktown. According to the cops, they located the weapon under the driver's seat of the vehicle. Nevertheless, all 3 men in the vehicle were charged with the offense. A 36-year-old vendor living on Hatfield Street is currently trying to figure out just who hates her enough to set her car on fire. On Tuesday night, a man was seen on CCTV cameras throwing a liquid on the vehicle before setting it alight. The explosion occurred around 2 a.m. and it completely destroyed the car despite putting out the fire shortly after it started. The police are currently investigating the incident. Do you want to grow your money? Sell digital top-up. Become a top-up vendor through Cellular Plus and make some extra cash to supplement your income at your business or your side hustle. Call 685-3109 for more info. It's now time for today's Rona Report. Today, the nation recorded 236 new cases. There are now 374 persons dead, 20 persons in the ICU, with 1,918 persons in home isolation. The total number of confirmed cases around the nation now stands at 16,556. So please, people, wash your hands frequently. Avoid touching your nose and mouth and mask up before you leave the house. When you do leave home, try to avoid enclosed spaces and large crowds. And remember to give 6 feet of space between you and others. Yesterday, a 53-year-old housewife on the East Bank was robbed by a fake policeman. According to reports, the victim was in her yard talking on a cell phone when an armed man in a cop uniform opened the gate and demanded that she run her pockets and take him inside the house. Apparently, this lady was no ordinary housewife. Instead of cowering to the demands of the deranged gunman, she started throwing hands, and the fight only ended after he gun-butted her and then ran off with the phone. But again, she wasn't going down easily. She took down the getaway car's registration number and reported the matter to the real police. 3 persons are currently in custody. But all I could say is, wow, what a woman. Are you a truck owner that is losing money due to downtime while you wait for your parts to be imported? Now that's just stupid. Truck parts are already in Guyana at Powered Automotive Truck Spares and Engine Parts. They stock spares for DAF, Bedford TM, International Freightliners, and Cummins engines. Check them out at 1161 EXXON or WhatsApp them on 697-0171. Tell them the Rico sent you and get a discount. Yesterday, 22-year-old vendor and part-time thief Daryl Glasgow, also known as Loud Up, was charged with simple larceny. According to the prosecution, on March 19th, Glasgow ran upon a woman on Regent Street and snatched her $500,000 gold chain off her neck. He denied the charge. Nevertheless, Glasgow was remanded to prison until June 8th. And now for our stupid news of the day. The definition of stupidity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Yes, I know it's actually insanity, but follow me here for a second, alright people? We are now starting 55 years as an independent nation, and yet we're still dealing with the same issues, the same blackouts, same salaries, same divisions, same parties, same brain drain, same flooding, same crime, same claims to build a new city. The list goes on. But remember, history doesn't repeat itself, but it does rhyme. The issues are the same. The names are really the only things that have changed. Years ago, local context was not about oil, but rather gold, timber, and bauxite. And instead of America and China, it was America and the Soviet Union. Years pass, empires change warlords, and yet Guyana still remains the same. Maybe that's why folks are so forward-minded, because it, actually feels like you're finally experiencing something different. Or I could be wrong. Folks, I'm not going to pretend to have all the answers, nor am I going to even offer one today, because I realize that this is not my problem alone to solve. It's all of us to solve. So, if you care about our land, let's direct our energies to break the cycle and make next Independence Day actually mean something to us all. Hey Guyanese business people, are you looking for a great way to advertise your business? Search no more. Join one of the fastest growing business directories in Guyana. Register your business on snap.gy and get access to more eyeballs. And, wait for the best part, it's absolutely free. Get your business listed today on snap.gy. Moving on to our Uncut News Viewer's Poll question of the day. Every day we pose a question about current events in the nation, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it relates to us. So you give your responses in the comment, and we'll read the best ones in the following episode. Yesterday's question was, what are some ways the government can encourage local investments in the hinterland? This could be in any industry. Leah Cole said, Guyana needs to focus on getting investors to first respect the country and its resources because they will abuse the hinterland people and its opportunities. I agree completely. Some local folks are actually worse than the white men coming here. Trevor Trooper said, the best way to expose the hinterland is to connect all the 9 regions with roadways so as to expose new talents in those areas. Guyana is 83,000 square miles. I presume he means all 10 regions, but nevertheless, Trevor, I get what you mean. And Jay Jairam says, the government and banks should make capital available to the hinterland communities so that they can start their own businesses. I like that idea, Jay. Thanks. So for tonight's question, do you support the government's decision to build the new city on the Soestdijk Highway, or would that money be spent better elsewhere? Think about that question and tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in Thursday's episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight. Check us out tomorrow for another. Until then, I'm Rico Bolford saying good night, folks, and a happy Independence Day.
Hey Uncut News viewers, thanks for watching. You can subscribe by clicking on this button over here, or click over there for more news. You can also drop a comment to let me know if you've made it to the end of the video. Goodbye for now.